Good morning. Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I am doing fabulous. Uh, we're just getting some error messages from Facebook. Not sure what's going on, but we're in a couple of our places, so um, we'll keep going. Anyways, wanted to say how you doing today? How's life at your new job?
Oh,
That
I'm
would be with
loving
us.
it. Yes, learning a lot. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. So yesterday we had a meeting with me and my and Michelle and my one of my other coordinators who happens to be my wife, and it was at my house, and it was absolute sheer chaos. I was on multiple appointments at the same time, so but we're working through it. So Michelle, how long you been working with us now?
About a month and a week.
A month and a week. Wow, that's right. I left for a couple days. I forgot about that. So what's happening on Maui? It's like what's going on?
I know, right? Well, Halloween is this weekend. I know it doesn't feel like it.
I know.
What are you going to be doing?
Well, I'm not going to dress up, but we have now that our kids are way gone and off in college and in Nicaragua. We don't do a whole lot for Halloween anymore, and we're in a community where we don't have kids show up. But what I do miss is where our old house was. It was sort of like the mecca for South Maui Halloween. It was in the Keonakai area, and they would literally people would show up, literally carloads, which as owners there, we loved it because it was so much activity. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to be doing Halloween. I know there's a lot of things that people are trying to figure out what to do and what not to do, and how
Yeah,
to pay too
well,
much attention. What's going on? What have you seen as a younger person in Maui?
yeah. So they're trying to discourage traditional trick-or-treating. But there's going to be like virtual costume contests and drive-through trick-or-treating. Lahaina is hosting a lot of that stuff for children. They're going to have like arts and crafts and stuff. So it's going to be a little different, but still some ways to celebrate. And it's going to be a full moon that day too, so
Oh,
that'll be
really?
spooky. Yeah.
Sweet. How perfect for Halloween, a full moon. I love it.
Right?
I know that I've been seeing on TV that they're making candy shoots and all kinds of. So I'm sure there's going to be some uh, creative things that folks are building to provide candy for kids to give them lots of sugar, rot their teeth. Oh wait, I'm being cynical, old guy. Dang it. Uh, anyway, but I think it's fun. I think people are trying to adapt, as in everything that we're doing this year. It's opportunities, and I started thinking about um, how things have changed and all the new opportunities that are created through this devastation and this craziness that we're experiencing. And it's just I was talking to a friend of mine who yesterday he said I've spent so much money on stuff I shouldn't have, and I said no, you're investing in the new economy, and that's what I think we need to look at. It's just how do we change the process. I know as a realtor here, we've redesigned our whole business to be effective during COVID and being able to help clients both buy and sell. So it's been a journey, and I think that for the younger people in any industry, it's a great opportunity because they're not saddled with, well, this is the way we used to do it. So I
That's
think
so
that,
true. Like we have the opportunity to create the new world.
oh man, Michelle's creating the new world. I'm a little scared. But no, it's really true. We do have that opportunity to create, and it's not just the younger people. I mean, I've really jumped in and tried to adapt and sort of throw away, hey, this is the way we used to do it. But it's hard, the more you used to do it that way, the more habits you created to change those things. So I would love to know what people are doing in their industry and their business that are out there that they're finding is changed, and what do they think is going to not go back. It's like, oh, it's going to go back to normal. No, it's not going to go back to normal. So what are the new things that people are doing, whatever industry, whether it's the medical field, whether it's the real estate industry, whether it's the food industry? I'm just curious what things are changed that people think are going to stay that way. What things have changed, and now that they're looking at it, it's like, wow, I really like it this way better. We were at a restaurant last night. It's like, wow, the QR code, which has been around for a long time, all of a sudden
Hmm.
the QR code pulling menus up on your phone, that's something that it's probably in many restaurants is going to stay that way. So it'll be interesting to see what evolves out of all of this, that's going to be new and exciting. So, um, have you noticed anything else happening on the island? Like it's getting busy?
Oh yeah, it is getting busy. I noticed they're getting like really more strict with the masks, probably because of all the tourists coming in. Actually, Lanai had an outbreak and they're closed down, so now we can't cruise over there for a while.
Yeah, I saw that. We had that, but they had no cases, and it's unfortunate. But that's sort of, you get really complacent, I think, and not, not paying, not being proactive.
Right.
And all of a sudden, it was like boom, 65 or some cases. It was seemingly overnight.
Hmm.
So hopefully they are able to get that under control and work through it, because it's always sad and it's scary. I know that my wife and I were talking about how scary it was when it first happened here, and not knowing, and the media, sometimes over exaggerating the risks, but it's still scary. I mean, that's the hard part. Right? So hopefully we are Lanai is in our prayers and in our thoughts, that they can hopefully get through this with the least amount of worries, and the shutdown, that they can keep and get it under control. But time will tell. Um, and so, yeah, and it's been busy. I've seen a lot of people coming onto the island. I know we're getting way more tourists. A lot of my clients that are owners are, flying back because they want to get to their properties, because they've been, for the most part, isolated from them and haven't been able to get here. I know that I've been talking to some my Canadian clients and friends, and they're trying to figure out how to get back. It's a little different because they can't get the approved Hawaii test in Canada. So what I'm hearing is one of the solutions is fly from Canada to LA, San Francisco, uh, where there's direct flights, and then lay over there for a few days, where they then go to a testing facility in LA or Seattle, or one of the major hubs where there's flights. You can do it in San Diego as well. Take their test, hang out for a couple days, and then once they get their test done, then they'll jump on a plane and come out and either quarantine while they wait for it, or stay there and hang out while they get their results. So that's a solution for our Canadian guests. The other problem was when they went home back to Canada, they were going to have to quarantine as well. And now they've just, I believe, are establishing a testing procedure for when they come back, where they can test when they get home and not have to quarantine for the 14 days. So it's all, everybody's figuring it out. The world's trying to get back in order. Next
I
week
heard,
there happens to be an event that's going to happen. That's probably going to, well, who knows what's going to happen when we finish our election, and it may be another week or two, but I think that's going to release some pressure as well. Just the media, it's going to become a little bit less hyped, because I think that's part of the process, the problem, the process, whatever. So I'm sorry, I cut you off, Michelle.
yeah. Also, they opened up the pre-travel testing program in Japan too, so we might be seeing more people from there.
Really? I did hear that. I heard something, which is great news, that they can pre-test in Japan to come to Hawaii. Most of our Japanese guests head to Oahu, which is great for Oahu, though. All of our islands need to get back in business and opened, and do it as safely as possible. And I think back to your first thing you said is I'm seeing more stricter mask rules, which, as much as I don't like wearing a mask, I think it's important to give everybody the ability to travel and to be here. So it's not a bad thing. And that all being said, I will say that my real estate business has been picking up, and we were having just a handful of showings, and now it seems like we have showings every day on our listings. I know that we're getting a lot more.
I've been doing a few.
You've been busy, and which is good. And it's been the resort style properties that we weren't showing 3-4 weeks ago, the vacation rental type, and those are where we're getting a lot of activity now. So that's been positive. And then I've been listing a bunch. I've got a listing in South Kihei, a house that's really pretty cool. It's a 5-bedroom and a studio ohana, but it's got the flexibility where you could have a extended living, where you can have, mom and dad and the 3 kids or 2 kids upstairs, and then there's a staircase that goes downstairs, and you can have grandma and grandpa down there, or vice versa. with a single level space with a couple bedrooms. And then there's also the Ohana and a really cool backyard. We were over there. The other day, and we were in the backyard. It's like, oh my gosh, there's star fruit, and there's a avocado tree and a mango tree, and all kinds of cool things happening in the backyard. So it was
it's like
pretty
Hana
neat.
in your backyard.
And then there's, the other thing that's funny is sometimes people like privacy and sometimes people like a view. This particular house, there's all these areca palms that block a beautiful view, but the owner says, I like the privacy. So you never know. It's like a tropical. It's like going to Hana in your backyard. Is that what you just said, Michelle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really neat. And that's a cool house. So we just listed that a day or two ago, and that's $1.3 million. So lots of flexibility. I like to reference that one as my listing with a flexible floor plan. And then the other one I just listed this week, which was way cool, super, super high end, just the ideal house. If somebody says, hey, I want to just go and hide away, I want to have space and privacy. It's double gated. It's an acre of land, 4 bedrooms, 5 baths, just fabulous finishes, 7,000 square feet thereabouts, big pool. So it's just a really, really cool property in McKenna, but it's just about a 3 or 4 minute walk to the beach. I guess the one downside would be the view is probably a little bit smaller than some people would like, but with all the other features that it has, it's pretty crazy. Oh, it's got Ohana too, and that's right at $11 million. So, so a lot of house, a lot of money, but it's really cool. If anybody wants info about that, just let me know. So, how about dinner? Have you been going out to dinner anywhere, Michelle?
Yeah, I went to Lineage right in the shops at Wailea. So good. And it was really busy, actually. I had to wait to get in.
We're not, those of us who've been on Maui for a while, we're not used to waiting. And
Right?
that's the thing. One of the things, I was going to go take my wife to dinner on the west side. I had to run an errand. And Monday night, I couldn't get reservations we had a real specific time that we wanted to eat. It was like 6:30 or 7 o'clock. Couldn't get reservations because there's only a handful of restaurants open and they were all booked. So my tip to anybody that's coming out to Maui, you got your flights and your plans. Go on Open Table. If you don't have that app, get that app because most restaurants are using it. Go on Open Table and book your reservations now for when you're getting here. You'll appreciate that tip because there's just a limited amount of places that are open yet. And there's going to be, like Mama's is opening in a week, and there's other places that are opening, but not everybody's open. So in Wailea, I know Lineage is open, Longi's is open. They've been busy. In Kihei Fabiani's, we were there last night, no reservations, but they've got their really beautiful, they took their kids' play area and turned it into a really cool little outdoor cafe. So there's definitely some places that are open, and I think you can go to, there's a couple different websites, Maui Now or somewhere that you can search and find out what's open. And I think on our website at Wailea Realty, we have it as well. So definitely some fun things. The other thing, I talked to a friend of mine who runs bike tours, and they said they're open again. They're doing that, and they're starting to book up as well. So the activity companies are starting to generate some interest as well.
Good. So, and whale season is coming up too.
That's right. I know that they've started to see a couple, so they should hopefully get the boats back and up and running. So lots going on here in Maui. If you guys are thinking about coming out, you want some tips, we've got on my blog on tomtizak.com, how do you get through the COVID testing? How do you get, through the plane and to avoid quarantine? It's been getting great reviews and response. I think it has 6 or 7 or 8,000 views on it. So that means people want to know how to get back to Maui or Hawaii. And hopefully that helps you. If you have any other questions or you're coming out, we'd love to know that you're heading out. We would love to meet up, catch up, have a coffee, a Coke, or a cocktail, as I like to say. And any last words, Michelle?
Aloha. We're happy to have everyone back on Maui.
All right. Take care, folks. And here we go to end the broadcast. And we don't know how long it's going to take. So we're going to keep smiling. And